Well, I think one of the things that I do on the campus is Dining for Diversity, and that is a bi-weekly program in which students come together and talk about issues of diversity and multiculturalism on the campus. And during one of those sessions, a group of students, we were talking about how people are often or unintentionally can cause harm to other people through microaggressions. And so a couple of students said, why don't we try to put together a project that exposes this. There are things that are being said in the classroom, which is something that was being talked about a lot last year. We were trying to put together a program called Things I've Heard in My Classroom. And sometimes students can be having a discussion and inadvertently say the wrong things, or even professors can sometimes, in attempting to do the work, have an unintended slight against someone. And this thing is really most of this is done unintentionally, but it can be changed if we come together and are able to sit down and talk about these things and teach people, or at least expose people to what they're doing. And that way, maybe perhaps they'll think twice, or they'll be a little more sensitive in approaching somebody or their behavior around people who don't look like them. Well, at one of the Dining for Diversity sessions, members of Leadership Rowan, a student group here at Rowan University, were engaged in that activity. And as we were talking about different experiences or student experiences with some microaggressions in the classroom, and then even outside of the classroom, it really started to formulate that perhaps as students there should be a voice for the students and by the students. And so the idea of a documentary was born. And so members of Leadership Rowan and some other professional colleagues, we got together and then put out the word to try and have real stories. And so we had a Google Doc survey and collected information and different people's stories. Some people, we had it optional of whether or not you wanted to leave your name, but we were really more interested in the actual events that people have endured. And so in collecting that, it sort of grew that perhaps we could put together some type of visual aid or a documentary that then could be turned into a training tool for both professional staff, students, and leadership groups, and for professors. Anything that I think that we can do on this campus to really show how students experience this education in a non-hostile way, I believe is something that we should always be striving for. Being able to discuss these issues, microaggressions are just a slight or just a sliver of the issues that we encounter cross-culturally. And one of my missions, I guess, or passions, is to be able to have students have the opportunity to become as culturally competent as they can. We have some changing demographics in this country that mandate, in my opinion, that anyone graduating from college, and all citizens really, if we're really going to create a just society, we have to be able to sit down at the table and communicate cross-culturally.